Hi everyone, welcome back to Made Everything Official. From empty land to towering skyline, this is the story of Aurora, Melbourne Central, a transformation compressed into minutes, but built across years. What you see here is the pulse of construction, steel beams rising, floors stacking, and glass facades unfolding in rapid motion. The journey begins underground. Foundations are laid deep into the earth, reinforced with steel and concrete to anchor the future tower. Piles, footings, and base slabs emerge, forming the bedrock on which everything above will stand. Once the base is in place, the skeleton takes shape. Cranes lift massive steel beams and columns into position. Workers secure joints, weld connections, and ensure every segment locks into place. Each rising beam is a marker of progress, pushing the structure ever higher. With each new floor, slabs are poured, walls erected, and interiors begin their silent takeover. Mechanical systems, wiring paths, and ductwork start their routes through the framework. The skeleton is slowly clothed as exterior panels, windows, and cladding wrap the building in its final skin. The building's silhouette sharpens. The glass glimmers, reflecting sky and city. At the top, finishing touches conclude the ascent. Roof elements, terraces, and detailing coalesce into completeness. At ground level, the podiums, landscaping, and entrance emerge, grounding the tower in its urban context. Through this time-lapse, the enormous effort of planning, engineering, and labor condenses into a visual narrative. It is a testament to human ambition, to take a concept and elevate it into a structure that will define a skyline. What you witness is more than construction. It is the manifestation of vision, skill, and perseverance. From bare earth to finished structure, this time-lapse reveals the silent choreography of creation. What appears in a minute and a half is the result of months of planning, labor, and engineering. The process begins with groundwork and foundations. Earth is excavated, forms are erected, and reinforcements set in place. Concrete pours, curing, and settling create the hidden backbone that will support every story above. Steel and concrete rise together, forming the skeleton of the building. Beams stretch skyward, walls take shape, and floors stack one atop another. At this pace, the structure seems to grow before your eyes, each moment capturing progress at scale. As the frame solidifies, walls and cladding begin to dress the building. Windows appear, exterior coatings wrap the form, and the silhouette takes on its final identity. Inside, unseen systems, electrical conduits, plumbing, ventilation, are threaded through the skeleton, preparing the interior for life. Finishes bring the vision to life. Surfaces are smoothed, facades gleam, and architectural details emerge. Landscaping and surroundings settle into place, grounding the building in its place. Though compressed in time, this video tells a story of transformation. It reminds us that every skyscraper, every home, begins as an idea and is brought into existence by human hands, machine power, and unwavering determination. Rising above Mexico City, Torre Reforma is more than a skyscraper. It is a story of vision, engineering, and resilience, captured here in a breathtaking time-lapse. What takes years of planning, coordination, and labor is condensed into just a few minutes, revealing the extraordinary choreography behind its creation. The journey begins underground. The first stage is excavation, as massive machinery carves deep into the earth. Workers reinforce the soil with piles and retaining walls, ensuring stability against time and seismic forces. Concrete foundations are poured with precision, embedding steel reinforcement that will anchor the tower securely to its base. Hidden beneath the city, this unseen foundation provides the strength needed to support the soaring structure above. As the foundation cures, the vertical ascent begins. Cranes dominate the skyline, lifting steel beams and concrete forms into position. Columns rise, slabs are poured, and a skeletal framework steadily climbs higher. Each floor requires coordination between steelworkers, concrete crews, and engineers, all moving in sequence to maintain rhythm and safety. Time-lapse reveals the pace of progress. Floor plates multiply, facades climb, and the building grows as if alive. The structural core housing elevators and stairwells pushes upward like a spine, guiding the rest of the tower. Concrete pumping systems work tirelessly, while rebar cages are tied and welded into place, reinforcing every level. Once the frame reaches significant height, attention turns to enclosure. Glass curtain walls and facade panels begin to wrap the skeleton, transforming raw concrete and steel into a polished architectural form. Each pane of glass reflects the shifting sky, embedding the building into its urban surroundings. At the same time, internal systems advance. Electrical wiring, plumbing, and HVAC ducts thread their way through walls and ceilings, giving life to the spaces within. As construction nears the top, the tower begins to reveal its distinctive character. Architectural details sharpen, terraces take shape, and rooftop elements crown the structure. The building's silhouette becomes unmistakable, a fusion of geometry and strength, engineered to withstand not only the weight of its own mass, but also the seismic activity that defines Mexico City. The final stages are about refinement. Interiors are finished, flooring installed, and fixtures set in place. Externally, landscaping, plazas, and access points integrate the tower with the fabric of the city. Cranes depart, scaffolding falls away, and the building stands completed, no longer a construction site but a landmark. What this time-lapse captures is the transformation of space and time, from an empty plot of land to one of Latin America's tallest and most innovative towers. Torre Reforma is not only an architectural achievement, but also a symbol of ambition, resilience, and the enduring capacity of human hands and machines to shape the future. In a blink, months of construction condense into moments. What unfolds here is the rise of Victoria, a structure shaped by vision, labor, and ever-moving machines. It all begins at the ground. Earth is excavated, foundations formed, and steel reinforcement laid deep into the soil. Concrete pours follow, creating the hidden base that must bear enormous weight and weather the test of time. Soon, the building's skeleton emerges. Columns and beams stretch upward, creating vertical rhythms across the skyline. Cranes dominate the view, hoisting materials skyward while workers secure joints and align every element. The frame rises steadily, floor by floor. Walls and facades begin their work. Panels, windows, and cladding wrap the structure, turning bare metal and concrete into a recognizably architectural form. At the same time, interiors quietly come alive with wiring, plumbing, and ductwork threading through the empty shell. As the tower nears completion, finishes emerge. Windows glint, surfaces smooth, and details solidify. Landscape, sidewalks, and access points settle into place, grounding the building in its surroundings. Even in this compressed sequence, the spirit of collaboration, precision, and persistence is evident. From bare ground to a towering edifice, the transformation you see is more than structure. It's the physical manifestation of ideas, effort, and engineering. Excavators break earth for the foundation. Steel reinforcement is placed, and concrete is poured, invisible strength forming the base that will support every floor above. Cranes begin their rhythm, lifting beams and slabs into place as the skeleton climbs skyward. Frame by frame, the building takes shape, each level stacking neatly upon the last. Windows and facade start to wrap the structure. The frame is dressed in glass and metal, turning raw bones into architectural form. Meanwhile, inside, unseen systems are being laid. Ducts, conduits, and pipes find their paths through the growing shell. As the exterior closes in, the silhouette sharpens. The building emerges, no longer just structure but presence. In under a minute, years of work compress into a visual crescendo of creation. From an empty lot to a grand structure, the Royal Arena emerges before our eyes, a dance of steel, concrete, and vision compressed into time. It begins with groundwork, excavation, leveling, and setting the foundations deep into the earth. Reinforcement rods rise, concrete pours, and the base structure takes form. Unseen strength, establishing what will become the heart of the stadium. Then the frame ascends. Beams, columns, and slabs are hoisted into place. With each passing moment, the skeleton climbs upward, each level stacking methodically above the last. Cranes bridge the gaps, moving materials across heights, while workers secure connections and guide the form. As the superstructure solidifies, walls and facade elements follow. Glass, cladding, and architectural panels begin to wrap the frame, turning raw skeleton into a recognizable building. Meanwhile, interior systems advance. Ductwork, piping, wiring, silent arteries threading through the structural shell. In the final stretch, finishing touches bring clarity. The outer face is completed, surfaces refined, entrances defined, and surroundings come alive. The arena steps into existence. No longer just a vision, but a commanding presence in its environment. Watch as time folds, months of construction distilled into mere minutes. What emerges is the shape of ambition, 1,000 Latrobe rising from ground to skyline. It all begins subterranean. Earth is moved, trenches dug, and foundation systems anchored into the subsoil. Steel reinforcements weave through concrete, forming the unseen framework that will carry every load above. Then the structure takes flight. Floors are poured, columns extend, and slabs stretch outward. Cranes hoist heavy elements skyward as the skeleton pushes upward, each new level becoming the base for the next. The building climbs, silent but purposeful. Walls rise and facades take form. Glass, cladding, metal panels begin to wrap the structure in architectural skin. Openings, balconies, and recesses reveal themselves in pattern and rhythm. Simultaneously, plumbing, wiring, and mechanical systems thread their way through the frame, making the interior live even as the exterior ascends. As installation nears its zenith, finishing touches emerge: glazing, exterior detailing, and facade fittings. The silhouette sharpens, balconies and terraces find their place, and surface textures become clear. Landscaping and ground-level works tie the building into its setting. In just over 2 minutes, you've seen a vision become structure. From foundation to finish, 1,000 Latrobe stands as more than a building, a testament to foresight, precision, and the remarkable collaboration of human skill and construction technology. Witness the birth of architecture in fast motion, where ambition, steel, and concrete converge to craft a place of justice. The journey begins at the ground. Earth is excavated, trenches dug, and foundations are laid. Reinforcement bars weave through forms and concrete is poured. Beneath the surface, the hidden strength of the structure takes root. Soon after, a skeletal form begins to rise. Columns, beams, and slabs reach skyward. Cranes hum and rotate, lifting heavy segments into place, while workers guide and secure each connection. The building climbs, layer by layer, frame by frame. Walls and facades follow, enclosing the structure in glass, stone, and architectural panels. The exterior shell comes alive, shaping the presence of the edifice. Inside, walls, ducts, and conduits start their network, threading mechanical systems through the skeletal frame. As the finish approaches, details emerge. Clean lines, windows, and facade treatments sharpen the silhouette. Entrances take shape, surfaces are refined, and the building reveals its purpose and form. In this compact time-lapse, the Paris Tribunal rises, a structure born from vision, precision, and human endeavor, standing to serve justice in stone and glass. A city rises in moments. Here at Clichy, Batignolles, we witness transformation compressed in time. Structures take shape, not by chance, but by design, collaboration, and relentless effort. It begins with the earth. Ground is cleared, foundations excavated, and structural footings formed. Steel reinforcement and concrete fuse beneath the surface, creating a foundation meant to endure. Soon after, skeletons of steel and concrete ascend. Beams stretch outward, columns climb skyward, and slabs layer upward. Cranes hum overhead, lifting materials into place, while workers guide each connection with care. The frame of the building grows rapidly, floor by floor. Facade and cladding begin to dress the bare structure. Glass, metal panels, and architectural elements wrap the framework, giving shape and identity to what once was skeletal. Meanwhile, the interior comes alive with networks of wiring, plumbing, and mechanical systems weaving through the shell. As the building takes its final form, finishing touches emerge. Windows gleam, surfaces refine, and architectural details sharpen. The construction site settles as pathways, landscaping, and exterior features tie the structure into its surroundings. The Exchange 106 towers into view, a skyscraper born from ambition, engineering, and sheer scale. What unfolds across nearly 2 minutes is the rise of one of Kuala Lumpur's most iconic structures. It starts underground. Excavation machines dig deep, soil gives way, and the foundation begins to form. Reinforcement cages are placed, massive concrete pours create the base slab, and the structure's hidden strength is established. As the foundation cures, the structural frame begins its ascent. Columns and beams rise level by level, with cranes lifting heavy steel and concrete segments skyward. Each floor emerges as a cycle of movement and precision, guided by carefully choreographed planning. Throughout the build, exterior elements advance in tandem. Curtain walls and facade panels wrap portions of the structure, even as the frame continues to grow upward. Glass glints, shadows shift, and the tower's silhouette gradually sharpens against the sky. Inside, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems weave through the building's core and cavity spaces. Ducts, conduits, and piping thread silently behind walls and above ceilings, invisible networks that breathe life into the shell. Elevators and structural cores rise as the backbone, while floors extend outward in layers of concrete and steel. Approaching the final stages, finishing touches begin to define the tower's character. Windows lock in place, facade treatments are completed, and architectural detailing emerges. The tower's crown and rooftop features take shape, crowns the skyline. Landscaping, ground-level plazas, and pedestrian zones integrate the tower with its urban context. In under a minute, we see the heartbeat of a skyscraper's birth. The Exchange 106 emerges from foundation to frame in rapid motion. Footings, rebar, and concrete come alive as the base takes shape. The hidden strength of the structure is born beneath the earth, anchored deep and true. Then, vertical momentum takes over. Steel beams and concrete slabs climb skyward. Each new floor forms in succession, the skeleton rising day by day. Cranes dance overhead, positioning elements with precision, while workers secure connections and fasten components into unity. As the structure lifts, exterior materials begin to wrap the frame. Glass panels, cladding, and facades lock into place, giving the silhouette clarity. Within the shell, utilities and systems begin threading their paths, weaving life into the emerging form. Massive forces at work. What you see is the transformation of a hydroelectric plant rising from river and earth. In this time lapse, nature and engineering merge to create enduring power. The process begins with site preparation, land clearing, earth moving, and excavation along the riverbank. Foundations are formed deep in the soil and rock, providing the stability needed to support turbines, structures, and heavy water flow. Concrete is poured, reinforced with rebar, and cured, forming the hidden backbone of the power station. The hull rises. Structural frames, walls, and support columns extend upward and outward. Beams lock into place, concrete slabs layer floor by floor, and the building's architecture begins to define itself. Cranes carry heavy loads as workers guide and secure each component, ensuring alignment and precision with every lift. Meanwhile, civil works take shape. Dams, spillways, and water channels emerge. Earth-moving and concrete work mold the pathways for water flow. The hydraulic components, tunnels, and gates begin to appear, silent arteries that will later channel power. Inside the shell, the mechanical heart starts to reveal itself. Rooms for turbines, control chambers, and access corridors take form. Shafts, passages, and support cells rise in tandem with the outer structure. The internal systems, piping, conduits, cable trays, thread through concrete walls, preparing for installation of heavy equipment. As the upper structure nears completion, connecting elements and finishing work take place. Exterior facades, cladding, and architectural features wrap around the concrete skeleton. Access points, bridges, and external works integrate the plant into the landscape. Finally, the facility stands ready. The building, the water channels, the mechanical enclosures, all converge into a single purpose: to harness energy. In just over 2.5 minutes, you witness a vision take physical form, an engineered ecosystem where water becomes power and nature is shaped into structure. A new community is born before our eyes. What you see here is MRV Parque Trivellato, growing from foundation to form in fast motion. Ground is cleared, soil shifts, and foundations take root. Reinforcements rise, concrete pours into structured molds, and the base emerges, ready to support the weight above. Then, walls and structure ascend. Beams, slabs, and frames stack upward. The skeleton of the building climbs steadily, level by level, defining space and volume. Windows, facade elements, and surface finishes begin to wrap the frame. Glass gleams, panels lock into place, and the exterior takes shape. Simultaneously, internal systems, electrical conduits, plumbing, ductwork begin threading through the frame, preparing the structure for life.